So, I mean, I knew my stuff back then in that, I mean, he'd had me doing everything at very, very, very young age. I mean, 6, 7 years old. I mean, I was sanding cars and taking them apart.
Everyone who loves cars has always loved Wayne Carini, the host of Chasing Classic Cars. He has become a TV star thanks to his skill in locating and restoring rare automobiles. Aside than fixing vintage automobiles, though, his life hasn't exactly been a bed of roses. What on earth is going on with Wayne Carini? His followers are asking as he deals with personal issues, career problems, and surprising turns. After filming Chasing Classic Cars, where did Wayne Carini go? You might be surprised by how surprising the reality is about the man who made classic vehicles popular. Come with us as we reveal everything. Renowned automotive specialist Wayne Carini ran into legal issues due to several transactions involving cars. An important case included a 1934 Pierce Arrow Coupe, which is quite unusual. When Australian collector Robert Richmond paid $98,000 for the vehicle in 2010, trouble began. A guy called Gary Dixo helped Carini clinch the transaction. Despite Robert's requests, Gary withheld the vehicle and signed the documents in his own name. After some time had passed, in 2017, Gary sold the automobile without telling Robert due to his financial troubles. The request to Wayne Carini to determine the car's worth brought him into the situation. He estimated its value at $110,000, $120,000, and ultimately paid for it out of his own pocket. All the publications seemed legitimate to Wayne back then. Gary, however, had fabricated the paperwork in order to sell the vehicle, as was shown later on. Robert sued Wayne, F40 Motorsports, and others in 2018 after taking the issue to court. Did Gary actually own the automobile when he sold it? That was the question at the heart of the case. Wayne was acquitted by the court after a thorough inquiry. He was still required to help with the return of monies in order for the situation to be resolved. The case highlighted the challenges associated with dealing with classic autos. Even highly educated people like Wayne might be duped by misleading information. F40 Motorsports, Wayne's firm, was the one that lost out in this lawsuit. In the realm of classic cars, buyers place a premium on authenticity and demand proof that the vehicle has never been in any trouble. After this occurrence, some started to doubt how meticulous Wayne was about checking the automobiles he purchased. He went on to tell the Hartford Courant that, in certain cases, the paperwork used to verify an automobile's history is fraudulent. In what ways did the emergence of yet another high-profile disagreement cast a shadow on Wayne Carini's credibility and expose systemic problems in his company? To discover out, continue watching. Other issues also plagued Wayne's company. A 2007 Lamborghini Gallardo was the subject of a customer complaint in 2011. An upscale baggage set valued at nearly $88,000 accompanied the vehicle in the ads. The customer was overjoyed with the purchase, but upon receiving the vehicle, they saw that the baggage set was absent. Months passed with no reaction from F40 Motorsports despite the buyer's best efforts to resolve the matter. The buyer went to court because he was so frustrated. According to Lamborghini Talk, it took F40 Motorsports weeks to respond. The buyer's missing bags and an extra key were finally provided to them via FedEx, ending the matter outside of court. F40 Motorsports customer service was called into question due to the tardy response, even though the lawsuit was eventually settled. Due to these legal issues, Wayne's reputation took a hit. His involvement in several litigation, regardless of their outcomes, caused some collectors and clients to have doubts about him. Since the Pierce Arrow case, many have wondered if car lots really research a vehicle's background before selling it. Even though Wayne had no intention of breaking the law, this example demonstrates how readily people may be swayed by deceptive offers. The Lamborghini case also brought attention to F40 Motorsports' handling of customer concerns. Forum users noted that despite the company's dependability, it was constantly bustling with activity. Even small mistakes might cause major problems in expensive transactions. The instances raised suspicions that F40 Motorsports was struggling to handle sales of high-end vehicles, even though Wayne was not accused of dishonesty. Though they weren't the most high-profile incidents involving automobiles, news of these cases still spread. Problems, no matter how little, can cause customers to seek out alternative vendors. Wayne had to alter his business practices to address this. He began to be more meticulous with paperwork, which led to more transparency for purchasers and better contact with customers. Wayne reevaluated the whole operation of F40 Motorsports. These court battles demonstrated how even a seemingly insignificant slip-up may cause major issues in the world of historic cars. Some customers continued to have reservations about him even after he fixed everything. Strong documentation, open lines of communication between buyers and sellers, and thorough title checks are the three pillars upon which the expertise of auto law rests. Because of Wayne's problems, it became clear that even professionals might be led astray by false information. Wayne learnt from these mistakes, even if they hurt his business. Rebuilding trust was his priority, rather than offering reasons. His life demonstrates that everyone is susceptible to making mistakes, regardless of their level of accomplishment. What really counts is how one deals with these kinds of setbacks. Wayne had more legal issues than just paperwork and money. They showed how precarious people's faith in the car repair sector can be. Any dealer, even a well-regarded one like Wayne, may get himself embroiled in a complex legal battle. That is why a large number of business insiders paid careful attention to this case. Other auto sellers likewise reevaluated their practices after Wayne's incident. Many started being more careful with paperwork, and they went to great lengths to investigate the history of each vehicle before finalizing a purchase. Overall, this roused the industry. Despite these setbacks, Wayne persisted. His continued employment in vehicle restoration proved that he was still a leading figure in the field. He improved his company processes to make sure that such accidents wouldn't happen again. Over time, people started to trust Wayne again. He made a sincere attempt to mend his tarnished reputation, demonstrating his readiness to make amends by admitting his mistakes. Collectors and vehicle aficionados eventually began to trust him again after this. It just takes one slip-up, however accidental, to cause major issues. However, one's reaction to such difficulties is what counts the most. Wayne didn't shy away from challenges. In fact, he embraced them as chances for personal development. Wayne remained steadfast in his commitment to the vintage vehicle sector, despite the challenging legal issues. He took what he learned from those setbacks and used it to make his company even stronger in the end. Everyone in the business may learn from his experience about the value of being truthful, keeping detailed records, and providing excellent customer service. Beginnings, years, and obsession with automobiles in Wayne Carini's career. Wayne Carini's passion for automobiles sprang from his childhood and life experiences. It was never an afterthought. Because his father was so interested in the automotive sector, he grew up in an environment filled with the smell of motor oil and the sound of engines. These formative automotive experiences were formative for Wayne, setting the stage for a passion for vintage and antique automobiles that would last a lifetime. Wayne was at a crossroads after graduating from Central Connecticut State University. His degree in art education opened doors to teaching positions, but he secretly wished for a life that was more in harmony with the passion he'd had ever since he was a little boy. He may have sought a stable job in academia instead. At that pivotal moment in Wayne's life, his father, Bob Carini, made a decision that would affect the course of his son's life because he saw his son's devotion and profound passion for automobiles. It was Bob's provision of a source of income and half ownership of the family firm that set Wayne on the path to his phenomenal career in the automotive sector. The shift from art instructor to automotive aficionado and specialist was slow but inevitable for Wayne. Everyone around him, including his family and classmates, could see that he had an innate ability for fixing and maintaining cars. Wayne was known to spend his leisure time tinkering with engines and other mechanical components, as well as engaging in deep conversations with fellow automobile enthusiasts on the inner workings of vintage vehicles. He had an obvious love for vintage automobiles, as anybody who knew him well could tell. Wayne piqued the interest of Jim Ostrowski, an avid vintage car enthusiast, during one of these heated debates. Wayne had an extraordinary quality that Jim saw right away: latent talent. As a seasoned professional, Jim could see the potential for greatness in Wayne's enthusiasm and technical proficiency. He had a significant impact on Wayne's outlook on the profession by encouraging him to investigate the world of classic automobile restoration and collecting. Wayne was first skeptical about the prospect of starting a business specializing in the restoration of classic cars. More like a pipe fantasy than a practical job option, the idea of driving across the nation in pursuit of unique and elusive automobiles seemed. Over time, Wayne's cynicism was erased by Jim's unfaltering conviction in Wayne's ability and his encouragement. The once impractical dream started to materialize into something more tangible. Jim made an unexpected return to Wayne's life decades later, when he had already made a name for himself in the car industry, with an offer that would alter his life course once more. Wayne felt the tug of fate, even though he first refused to believe it. Embarking on yet another new chapter in his automobile odyssey was a combination of nerves and anticipation for him. This event was pivotal because it paved the way for all that followed. After establishing his deep passion for cars and gaining invaluable experience, how did Wayne Carini's journey take a new direction, leading him to create and host Chasing Classic Cars? Stay tuned for more. Wayne and Jim were unsure about the program's future trajectory as they planned the next phase of their company. Neither of them knew what the future held for the program, but they did agree that performance would not be the primary concern. They chose to take a chance despite their worries and concerns about the result. With a blend of hope and resolve, they forged forth, prepared to seize chances come what may. They released Chasing Classic Cars to the public with a solid concept in mind, but they weren't totally sure of what was to come. They were taken aback by the initial response, which was better than they had anticipated. Genuine storytelling, in-depth explorations of automotive history, and Wayne's evident auto repair abilities immediately endeared the show to viewers. An intriguing glimpse into the world of historic automobile collecting and the captivating process of repairing unique automotive gems enthralled viewers. In the midst of the rising showgoer fever, a committed crew was established, their shared goal being the discovery of unique jewels with fascinating histories. Every episode of Chasing Classic Cars highlighted the meticulous procedures, unwavering devotion, and artistic beauty of restoring vintage automobiles. Audiences interested in history, skillful craftsmanship, and the art of restoring vintage goods were just as drawn to the event as vehicle enthusiasts. The path that Wayne had taken, which had started with an innocent fascination with automobiles in his father's garage, had expanded into something far bigger than he had anticipated. The success of Chasing Classic Cars was due in large part to his knowledge and enthusiasm. The show solidified his position as a highly esteemed person in the classic automobile restoration sector. In each episode, Wayne imparted his wisdom and encouraged viewers to value and protect classic automobiles for future generations. As his connections deepened, he went from being a mechanic to a respected authority in his field. Everyone from longtime professionals to curious newbies sought his advice and counsel. Passionate auto fans flocked to him for his expert inspections, repairs, and restorations because they respected his technical acumen and extensive knowledge of the industry. Wayne never wavered from his longtime love, even after achieving celebrity through Chasing Classic Cars. No matter how famous he became, his goal was always the same: to honor the past through vintage automobiles. As an example of the transformative power of dedication, perseverance, and enthusiasm, Wayne rose from humble beginnings in his father's garage to become a legendary figure in the world of collector cars. His impact on the automotive industry will last forever. He has done more than only bring many classic automobiles back to life. He has also been instrumental in preserving their histories for the benefit of generations to come. As a result of his tireless efforts, he has made an indelible mark on the business and aspiring mechanics, collectors, and automobile enthusiasts all look up to him. Ultimately, Wayne Carini's tale is about more than simply his triumph. It's about the impact that passion, perseverance, and a relentless pursuit of perfection can have in the world of antique cars. His impact, both on chasing classic cars and elsewhere, guarantees that these incredible automobiles' storied histories will be remembered and honored for generations to come. Wayne Carini created a show that honored the history and aesthetics of vintage vehicles because of his unwavering passion for restoring them. Thanks to his enthusiasm and knowledge, chasing classic cars is now a genuine experience for fans. But why were these vintage cars so important? And why had Wayne made it his goal to keep them in pristine condition? For more, stay tuned. Automobile specialists have always placed a premium on rare vintage models because they are more than simply transportation. They are artifacts from the history of the automobile industry. Because of the importance Jim and Wayne placed on these vintage vehicles, they set out to maintain their individual character. They were adamant about preserving the priceless stories contained within each car, since they knew each one had its own complex history. Wayne took a novel and unorthodox tack by adamantly refusing to preview the cars before they were shown on television. The show's authenticity was boosted by this daring approach, which struck a chord with fans who valued his genuine emotions. Consequently, the show grew more interesting, and a lot of people felt like they were following Wayne's story as it unfolded. Wayne always insisted on a quick but thrilling spin around the property to evaluate the state and performance of each vehicle after a comprehensive inspection. Because he was involved, he was able to make better choices about the car's future. Returning an automobile to Wayne's shop meant it would undergo a rigorous inspection and maintenance procedure to guarantee top-notch repair. Due to the sentimental significance Wayne placed on each vehicle, the choice to sell it for a profit or keep it in his personal collection was never an easy one. As his extensive and well-organized personal collection attests, Wayne wholeheartedly accepted the duty of protecting these invaluable artifacts. Renowned for its uncomplicated premise and dedication to originality, chasing classic cars became an indispensable resource for auto enthusiasts throughout the globe. The squad was important, particularly with Roger Barr on board. Despite the unavoidable changes to the episode count, the show's fundamental idea remained unaltered throughout its remarkable 17 seasons, spanning 13 years. The beauty and expert workmanship of vintage automobiles were the only subjects of chasing classic cars, in contrast to other shows that relied significantly on dramatic story points or emotionally charged situations. The 17th season's 5 episodes demonstrated the show's capacity to change and grow while remaining faithful to its original concepts. It was a show for serious auto aficionados who loved old cars for all the history, craftsmanship, and aesthetic value they contained. Secretly renewing chasing classic cars for a second season piqued fans' interest and set the stage for much speculation regarding the show's destiny. Serious concerns over the show's trajectory emerged with the departure of Roger Barr, an essential and adored character. Roger stopped making appearances after the 2019 Season 14 finale. Many die-hard admirers were afraid for his safety at the age of 83. Nonetheless, despite widespread assumptions to the contrary, Roger was fully conscious and cheerful. Over time, serious health issues were associated with his absence from F40 motorsports and chasing classic cars. In 2020, Roger came clean about a serious leg injury he sustained on the job during a short public engagement. While details about the 2017 accident at F40 Motorsports facilities are still few, credible reports indicate that it took place there. Immensely, Roger persevered through his injuries and kept working at the garage and making appearances on the show for 2 more years. According to reports, he took a break in 2017 to heal from the injuries, but he returned to work in November with a vengeance. He was forced to leave the event and go to the hospital in 2019 after suffering a recurrence of his leg injury, which had progressed into a severe bacterial infection. The ever-increasing cost of medical care during Rogers' many trips to the hospital was a tremendous strain on his finances. No one from Wayne, F40 Motorsports, or Chasing Classic Cars helped pay for his medical expenses. Regardless of the challenges he faced, Rogers' unwavering dedication to his career never wavered. Despite his sincere want to go back to work in the garage once he was well, he was finally let go. Consequently, he was almost cut from the program, and the crew treated him as though he had never been there. A lot of people started paying attention on social media when the scandal around Rogers' abrupt departure began to heat up. Many onlookers tried to debunk allegations against Wayne, his company, and the program by bringing up Rogers' purported wealth. During Rogers' 12-year run on Chasing Classic Cars, many people thought he had amassed almost $1.3 million. He supposedly had the means to pay for his own medical care, according to this report. Nevertheless, Roger abruptly changed his tune and vehemently denied these rumors on his own Facebook page. His outspoken remarks disproved the circulating speculation regarding his financial capabilities, fueling the already intense debate around his abrupt exit from the program. This information brought into question the treatment of important individuals behind the scenes and threw a dark cloud over the history of Chasing Classic Cars. When it comes to automobiles, Wayne Carini is unquestionably a legend. But where did this legendary figure even start his adventure? We will discover. Born in Portland, USA on October 13, 1951, Wayne Carini's fascinating journey into the world of historic vehicles is something to marvel at. Growing up in Glastonbury, Connecticut, Wayne was involved with his father's auto restoration company. As a regular at auto shows and his father's repair shop, he was seldom far from a motor vehicle. During these formative years, Wayne cultivated a profound affection for vehicles. His fascination with vehicles was stoked when, at the tender age of 9, he got the opportunity to ride in a 1960 Ferrari 250 SWB. For $5 each week, Wayne began cleaning floors at his father's business. He honed his skills over time and started servicing exotic automobiles like Duesenbergs and Lincoln Packards. The abilities he honed at this time would be crucial to his career trajectory. It was from these humble beginnings that Wayne sprang his entrepreneurial career. Continental Auto, which fixes high-end automobiles, and Carini Carrozzeria, which restores historic cars, are only two of Wayne Carini's profitable businesses. You may purchase and sell classic cars at F40 Motorsports. Wayne became famous in the automobile industry and gained a reputation as an authority in these areas over time. Even if Wayne's success in the car industry was obvious, his ascent to popularity on television was completely accidental. After seeing his work in the NYT, producers knew they had to give him a go at making a TV program. As a result, in 2008, Chasing Classic Cars made its debut. The show catapulted Wayne to stardom on a global scale by giving viewers an inside peek at his restoration undertakings. Because of his charisma and skill, the program was a smashing success, and Wayne gained a reputation as one of the world's top auto restorers. As the series progressed, Wayne's reputation grew as he worked on more precious and unusual automobiles. Restoring and selling a 1957 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing for $790,000 was one of Wayne's most prominent projects. Additionally, he was involved with a red Volvo P1800 that had clocked 3.2 million miles, which was the highest number ever recorded by Guinness World Records. Wayne gained even greater renown in the motor world as a result of these extraordinary vehicles and the tales behind them. Overhaulin' and a show dubbed Monterey Week, which aired on Discovery's HD channel, are just a few of Wayne's television appearances outside of Chasing Classic Cars. Being a judge at the world-renowned Monterey Car Week, where high-end vehicles are up for auction, Wayne gave viewers an inside glimpse at the event on Monterey Week. Now that we've explored Wayne Carini's early life and career beginnings, how did his passion for cars and growing success lead to the incredible collection and lifestyle he enjoys today? Keep watching to learn more. Having amassed a fortune of more than $20 million, Wayne Carini has lived the high life. While his TV job and passion for antique vehicle sales have brought in the bulk of his fortune, his passion for collecting rare automobiles has also played a role. A 1953 Hudson Italia, which Wayne initially laid eyes on when he was 16 years old, is one of the rare automobiles in Wayne's collection. Because of Wayne's fascination in unique and uncommon cars, he purchased this one, which is one of just 26 ever produced. In its day, few cars had air conditioning and built-in radios as the Hudson Italia had in the 1950s. Among Wayne's remarkable automobile collection is a 1967 Ford GT40, which he owns alongside the Hudson Italia. One of the most potent in his collection, this vehicle has been piloted by racing greats like as George Fulmer and Jack Brabham. He has a number of historic Ferraris, including a 275 GTB and a 330 GTC, in addition to a 1949 Buick convertible that was featured in the film Rain Man, a Mercedes-Benz 560 SL Roadster from 1986, and a 1972 Porsche 911 Coupe are just two of the many vehicles in Wayne's collection. His passion for classic cars and automotive design history is evident in his extensive collection of vehicles. Two rare American sports vehicles from before World War II, the 1931 Stutz Bearcats, which are identical, have a special place in his heart. Wayne found a vendor in Georgia and bought both of these automobiles to add to his collection. Wayne has a soft spot in his heart for the Ferrari 250 SWB, the first car he ever drove when he was 9 years old, but he loves every one of his automobiles. Wayne likes traveling and meeting fellow auto enthusiasts from all around the globe when he's not working on his cars. In addition to his grandson and two daughters, he has been happily married for almost 40 years and has a passion for vehicles. Wayne has started a new venture, Carini Vineyards, on a property in rural Connecticut where he lives with his family. Wayne produces wine and organizes charitable activities at the vineyard. The early diagnosis of autism in his daughter Kimberly inspired the family to donate to organizations that help others with the disorder. To further support Autism Speaks, a nonprofit that provides support to individuals impacted by autism, Wayne even sold a car to generate funds. Generosity, enthusiasm, and hard work all come together in Wayne Carini's life. He has gained widespread renown as an authority in automobile repair, an avid collector of vintage vehicles, and a champion for those in need in the charitable sector. He is a prominent personality in the automotive business and the world of philanthropy, and his job and personal life show his strong dedication to preserving automobile history and helping others. Regarding the problems that Wayne Carini encountered, what is your opinion? Post your ideas in the space provided. We appreciate you taking the time to see this movie and hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and like the video. To view the next video and read up on your favorite celeb news, click here, where we meet next.